Here's a little words of wisdom for everybody. You know, when I was a little kid, we never, ever, ever, ever had school shootings. We never had situations that we had to worry about where we could go to school and possibly not have our life when, school ended. That was never a situation. That was never even a possibility. I remember at 5 years old, I was able to go right over to the flood wall in the town I live in now, which I wouldn't even recommend letting your kid go out in your own yard. But I used to be able to do that. You know what the problem is that they worry about everything else other than what they need to worry about. For example, let's go ahead and get this heroin dealer, and let's go ahead and give him life because he's gotten away with, $2 or $3 million that we haven't got to touch. And when I say we, I mean the government. So right then it's, this guy killed somebody, but did it hurt us financially? No. Let's go ahead and give him 10 years. But then let's go ahead and get the heroin dealer who's been a heroin dealer for 25 years. Let's go ahead and give him life because he's, earned $3 million that we didn't get to touch in taxes. And that's what the issue is. It ain't about lives anymore. It's about money. And that's always been the biggest issue that I've ever had. I'm sitting over here thinking to myself, and I was watching Facebook last night. You never see of situations where people are shooting people up. You just never seen that. That wasn't even a thing. We got government officials that are not government officials. And, I could be a government official too. All you got to do is just throw me on TV. And then, right then I got everything it needs to be a politician now. I don't think there's such thing as a Republican. I don't think there's such thing as a Democrat. They're all Democratic Republicans or Republican Democrats. There is no solid Democrat, solid Republicans anymore. That's just not a thing. Everybody is so out to worry about everybody else and how it's affecting them and this and that instead of worrying about themselves or worrying about the real situations in the world like now, like, people like Donald Trump being our president, like in a world where that could ever even happen just blew my mind. And then, look what's going on now. And I'm not saying Donald Trump's tied to this because this happened before Donald Trump, but I'm saying that between Obama and things like that, since we just started saying, let's see who we can get to be our president and hope to God that it's going to be the best thing for us. They don't have to have a background or nothing. They don't have to be a politician. They don't have to know shit about how the world runs or about how the U.S. is run. All they have to do is have a face on them that makes it look like they know what the fuck they're doing. Sorry about the language. But there's a little ramble for you guys, and hopefully, we get our heads on straight and we start looking at the big picture, the real shit, and not that stuff that the media has been feeding us to make us believe something that's not really going on. What's really going on is that we're all brainwashed by every single media, Fox, any CNN, you name it, they put on what they want us to see. None of that stuff is real. And if it is, it's only real to an extent. I just hope you guys know that the more you watch TV, the more you're brainwashed. The more that you buy into this propaganda, the more you'll be brainwashed. This is bullshit. What we need to do is focus on real situations. I was watching a video of this gentleman talking about everybody being, having that snowflake-like feelings, basically saying that you can't tell somebody when you think somebody's being suspicious. You can't tell somebody when you think that person's being weird because it's either you're homophobic, you're racist, you're something. Whatever happened to just having concerns and actually going over and taking time out of your day and saying, you know what, hey, I heard this about this. I'm just confirming to make sure, that you ain't going to shoot up my whole school or kill everybody. But that don't happen anymore.